Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The day of Ashoor, the time of Asr, and you don't need to take anything, say anything to cry. The very thought of our Aqā and our Imam standing alone in Karbala, when we standing and sitting over here in comfort, is enough us to make us cry our hearts out. You all have just gone, you have recited your prayers, and you've come here in comfort, under the shade, everyone around you. Let me take you to Karbala and show you what Hussein is going through. Right now Hussein is all alone. There is nobody with him. There is no Muhammad. There is no Qasim. His Abbas is gone. Ali Akbar is gone. His small 6-month-old son Asghar is no longer in his hands. It all started at the time of Dhuhr. At the time of Dhuhr, when it was time of Zawal, one of the companions of Imam Hussain alayhi salam by the name of Abu Tamama Saydawi said, Ibn Rasulullah, it's time for prayers. So he prays to him. You reminded me about the prayers, you give me the information. Ja'alakallahu min al-musallin. May Allah grant you a place amongst the musallin on the day of judgment. Let's start the prayers. It's the time of khawf. The 4 rakat prayers reduced to 2 rakats. Imam is standing in front, the Jamaat is behind. As Imam raises his hands to say Allahu Akbar, 2 companions from the Jamaat move forward. They go and stand in front of the Imam. And the reason was that they realized the enemies were waiting for the Salat to start so that they could start shooting arrows. In the state of Salat, they wanted to kill them. One was Sa'id, the other was Zubair. Sa'id and Zubair come in front. One is telling the other is telling the other one, be careful, those arrows are coming. Make sure none of these arrows pass our chest and reach Hussein, because if even one arrow crosses us and reaches Hussein, we will not be able to face Fatima Zahra on the day of judgment. Both Zuhair and Said stand in front. As the arrows keep coming, they put their chest forward. Arrows from this side Zuhair puts, the arrows from this side Said puts, right through the entire 2 rakat. The first rakat finishes, the second rakat finishes. All along, these 2 brave soldiers of Hussein stand in front of Hussein, take the arrows in their hearts, take their arrows in their bodies, till a time comes when Imam is at the state of Salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As soon as Imam says Salam, they realize their duty had finished. They fall down onto the ground. Hussein, when he finishes his prayers, he rushes forward. Oh my Zuhair, oh my Said. He puts one's head in one lap, the other's head on the other lap, puts his fingers into the ears. You let me finish my prayers, Zuhair. You let me finish my prayers, Said. Thanks, Hussein is thanking you. Hussein is thanking you. Your rewards I will give you when you go. But as I see you going, when you meet my grandfather, the Holy Prophet, do me a favor. When you meet my grandfather, tell my grandfather, Hussein says, Nana, Hussein is surrounded. Hussein is surrounded. There is nobody to... But as he's talking to Zuhair and Said, all of a sudden he sees the face change. He sees the face grow red, grow yellow. The color drains from the face. He says, yes, Zuhair, yes, Said, what is the matter? Why are you so tense? He said, we see your grandfather, the Prophet, coming with the pool of Kauthar, jam of Kauthar, the water of Kauthar to give us the drink. Hussain says, be careful how you behave with him. All of a sudden, after a certain time, they again see the appearance differ. He's saying, now Saeed and Zuhair, what are you saying? He's saying, your father Ali Murtaza has come to thank us. Ali Murtaza has come to thank us. Riwayat. After that he asks, again after some time, that their face changes. He's saying, now what, Saeed and Zuhair? He's saying, now I see your brother Hassan and Mujtaba coming and standing beside us. While this was going on, all of a sudden, now when he sees their face change, now their face is full of confusion. He says, yes Saeed, yes Zuhair, now what is it? Why is your face so confused? They say, when your grandfather came, we recognized the Prophet. When your father came, we recognized Ali. When your brother came, we recognized Hassan. But now somebody has come, we cannot recognize, because from top to bottom, that person is covered with a black cloth. Hussain says, where? They say there. Hussain says, put your legs back. Arey, that is my mother Fatima. That is my mother Fatima Zahra, who's come to thank you. And obviously they would thank her. Saeed, Zuhair, you've saved my son from the arrows, but this is just the start. I wish you would come at the time of Asr, when there is nobody. All that is there is arrows. All that is there will be spears. Saeed and Zuhair, had you come at that time, had you come at that time to save my son Hussain, Zahra might have said. Time passes. The ashab of the holy of Imam Hussain go to war. As they keep going to war, they keep dying. They keep becoming shaheed. Everyone, their lasha would fall, Hussain would bring their lasha. Habib would fall, Hussain would bring the lash. Jaun would fall, Hussain would bring the lash. Burair Hamadani would fall, Hussain would bring the lasha. Hussain is tired, and today Hussain is tired, this 60-year-old man. For 3 days no food, for 3 days no water, and from morning he's picking up the lasha. Hussain is very tired, till a time comes that Qasim is gone. Till a time comes, he's picked up the lasha of Muhammad. A time comes when he's taken out the spear from the heart of Akbar. A time comes when he's picked up the hands of Abbas. And a time comes when he's pulled out the spear from the neck of Asghar. Now when he looks to the left, he looks to the right, Wahida and Farida, there is nobody to help the Hujjat of God. There is nobody to help Hussain ibn Ali. When he looks around, there is nobody left. He realizes now his time is to go to the battle. But before going to the battle, he has to wish somebody Khuda Hafiz no. He has to tell somebody, I'm going, my dears. The ladies are in the tent. There is no male except Sajjad, who's lying on the bed in a state of unconsciousness. This time this is referred to as the Rukhsati. That means the final Khuda Hafiz of Hussain to his family members. This is something that is really hurting, not to you and me, brothers and sisters. This is something that breaks the heart of Fatima Zahra, because there has been an incident where one of the Zakir of Hussain would recite the Masab of Hussain. One night he sees Fatima Zahra coming in the dreams and saying, "Oh Zakir of the Masab of my Hussain, recite that Rukhsati, because that is the time now." Zahra knows this boy whom she has worked out the handmill to make him grow is now going to go into battlefield, never to come back. Hussain goes into the tent. Ya Zainab, Ya Kulthum, Ya Ruqayya, Ya Zukaina, Ya Rabab, alaykunna minni salam. Upon you is my final salam, O ladies. O Zainab, my last salam. O Kulthum, my last salam. O Zainab, my last salam. O Rabab, my last salam. Everybody, when he says salam, small Sakina, she is very small, na? She says, she comes running and says, catches hold of the legs of Hussain. He's saying, Baba, why are you saying last salam? Where are you going? Why do you say last salam? Will you not be coming back? Hussain says, look Sakina, you're thirsty now. Your throat is parched. Your lips are cracking. Your tongue is dry. You want water, remember? Probably if I go, maybe I could get some water for you. As soon as she hears the name water, she says, no, I don't want water. She says, I don't want water. But why? Because my Uncle Abbas told me the same thing. He says, I'm going to get water. Neither the water came, nor Abbas came. You will go, no water will come, even you will not come. I don't mind the thirst, I don't want the water. Baba, don't leave me. Don't go, Baba. Don't leave me. Now you know Sakina, she had a habit. One thing she liked very much to do with her father was what, you know? She liked to sleep on the chest of the father. That means when she would want to sleep, Hussein would lie on the ground flat and he would pick up Sakina, Sakina would lie on the chest. This was one position she liked so much because she was the closest to her father then. When Sakina says, Baba, don't go, I don't want the water, Hussein says, Sakina, come here. He goes inside, he rests down, lays flat, he puts Sakina on his chest. As soon as Sakina comes on his chest, she calms down. Now Hussein is saying one thing. Sakina, shall I tell you one thing? He's saying, yes, Baba, tell me. Saying, Sakina, once I go, please do not cry. Sakina, please do not cry. So Sakina says, Baba, why should I not cry? Small little child, huh? Baba, why should I not cry? He's saying, because when I go now, then you are going to become a yatim. As soon as she hears the name, she gets up. She pulls Hussein up. He's saying, why do you say I'm going to become yatim? He's saying, because when I go and I don't come back, then you'll become yatim. As this talk is going on, in the corner, there was a small little boy, son of Hazrat Abul Fazl al-Abbas, by the name of Fadl ibn al-Abbas. He's hearing this discussion taking place between Hussein and Sakina. Hussein is saying, Sakina, don't cry. Sakina asks, why? Because you're going to become yatim. As this discussion is going on, he's a very small boy. He doesn't understand the meaning of yatim. So he runs to his mother, the wife of Abul Fazl al-Abbas, who's now a widow. He's saying, Mommy, what is the meaning of yatim? What is the meaning of yatim? He's asking his mother. She doesn't know what to answer. She says, Fazl, look at yourself. People like you are yatim. So he said, Mama, I don't understand. What is the meaning of yatim? She turns to Furat and says, Abbas, what do I tell your son? What do I tell Fazl? She turns to him and says, you know, Fazl, that person whose father dies away is called a yatim. So he thinks for a while. Then he says, then that means Bibi Sakina is crying, she will become yatim, means Aka Hussein is going to die? She says, yes, Aka Hussein is going to die. Again, that small little child thinking. Then he asks, Mama, why is Aka Hussein going to die? Why does he need to die? Oh, she wants to look for an answer. She says, you know, when the army loses his alamdar, whenever in an army the alamdar dies, the one who's holding the alam dies, then the owner of that army, the chief of the army, doesn't want to live. So he's saying, so Imam Hussein is going to die because there is no alamdar? How could Fazda Zakiya Khanum tell him, your father alamdar is lying near the Euphrates? She's saying, yes, when alamdar dies, then the owner of that army also doesn't want to live. That boy thinks for a while. Then the mother sees, he runs, goes to a corner. He sees a quiver in which there are a few arrows. He picks up one of the arrows. He goes to his clothes. He tears the cloth, takes out a piece, wraps it onto the arrow, holds it in his hand, comes running to his mother. Mommy, I have become a lambardar. I have become alamdar. I will go to Aka Hussein and tell him there is no not alamdar. I am the alamdar. Now at least Hussein will not have to die. Now at least Sakina will not become yatim. What could mother tell the small boy? This boy takes his small alam, that small little arrow, on which he's tied that corner of his cloth, holds it in his hand. He runs, because now he thinks he's become alambardar. He's become alamdar. He runs to Hussain. Aka Hussain, don't worry. Shahzadi Shakira, don't worry. My father will not die. Everybody is looking. What is wrong? He comes running to Hussain. He says, Aka Hussain, you are dying because you don't have an alamdar. Now you've got an alamdar. Please don't go to battle. Or what would Hussain say? Hussain bends down, picks up the child, turns towards Furat. Hey boss, your son has become an alamdar. He's not letting me go for battle. There Hurbala aims an arrow, shoots the arrow, comes straight to Fazl. The boy falls. The boy falls in Hussein's hands. The father near Euphrates, the son in the hands of Hussain. And now Hussain realizes he has to go. Last few minutes. This is not the time when we can extend. Neither do I have the strength. Hussain wishes all of them Khuda Hafiz. He comes out into the battlefield. This is the final time he is doing. Hussain is going to see his sister Zainabah. This is the final time Zainab is going to see Hussain. That brother without whom Zainab could not even live. Now she is watching him go, knowing that he is not going to come back. Hussain goes onto the battlefield. As he goes, those enemy forces begin to taunt him. Hussain, you have come to fight us. Your entire army is gone. The one on whom you had the maximum affection and hope, Abbas, is also gone. You are going to fight us, an old man, 60 odd years old, no food and water for 3 days, tired from morning. You're going to fight with us, Hussain. Hazrat Zainab tells him, oh, brother Hussain, show them the strength of the milk of Fatima Zahra. Show them the strength of the milk of Fatima Zahra. Tradition says Hussain launches his attack. Every time he would go, he would say, you have killed my Ali Akbar, no. You have killed my Abbas, no. You have killed my Asghar, no. You have killed my son, my sister's son, Ona Muhabbat, no. Every time he would attack, and every time he would say this, and while he would say this, every blow he would say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The force was so much that the entire force, tradition says, just went helter-skelter. This is Hujjat of God. This is the representative of God. Till as he is fighting, he hears a sound coming from the skies. Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutmainna. Oh purified soul, enough. Come to us. We are pleased with you and we will make you pleased with us. Stop this battle. As soon as he hears the ayah, he takes his sword, puts it into his sheath. Come on, whoever wants to come. As he does this, the forces that have gone helter-skelter come together. They surround him. What follows is just unimaginable. Sword after sword, one man. Arrows after arrows, one man. Spears after spears, one man. And those who did not have anything had rocks. They would throw rocks. One rock came, hit him on the head. He is now tottering. Hormona takes out a spear arrow, shoots the arrow, gets him on the neck. Hussain totters. Now he falls down. Hussain is on the ground. When Hussain had gone to fight, the ladies were listening to that Allahu Akbar. Every time Hussain would fight, he would say Allahu Akbar. Every time he would strike, Allahu Akbar. Ladies are in the tent. Zainab is in the tent. Kulsum is in the tent. Listening to Allahu Akbar, they know Hussain is safe. Listening to Allahu Akbar, they know Hussain is sound. As soon as that arrow comes and hits him on the neck, Hussain falls down. As soon as Hussain falls down, that Allahu Akbar stops. Ladies are worried. What has happened to Hussain?
Where is Hussein? Everybody turned to Zainab. Zainab, Shahzadi, princess, we can't hear Aka. Can you please find out? Zainab says, I will find it out for you. I will find out where is my brother. She puts on the entire hijab. She comes out. There is a cloud of dust she cannot see. She goes to a small elevation. She looks around. When she looks around, she cannot see. Till she looks in one direction. Till she looks in one direction. What does it she see? What she sees is enough to shatter her heart. She sees her brother Hussein in the state of sajda. Head on the ground, hands on the ground, legs on the ground. But as she turns her eyes, she sees Shimr with a dagger in his hand moving towards Hussein. Allahu Akbar. Hussein in sajda, Shimr with a dagger moving towards Hussein. She turns her eyes, she sees Umar as-Sad standing there. She sees Umar as-Sad standing there. Now you picturize the scenario. This lady whose brother is in a state of sajda. She sees the murderer with a knife in his hand, moving towards him in a state of sajda. Over there she sees Umar as-Sad looking. As soon as she sees this, she calls out to Umar as-Sad, "Hey Umar as-Sad, what kind of Muslim are you? My brother is going to be killed and you stand watching." As soon as Zainab's voice comes out, Riwayat says Hussein raises up his head, puts up his hand. Zainab, go into the tent. Don't come out. Go into the tent. Zainab moves towards the tent. As she has hardly reached the tent, when she sees the earth of Karbala shaking, she sees the earth becoming dark. She sees dark winds blowing. As soon as she enters, she goes to Sajjad. Sajjad, can you please tell me what is happening? I don't understand. My brother has told me to go. I can see the earth of Karbala moving. I can see dark winds moving. He says, "Oh auntie, open up the door of the tent." As soon as the tent's door was opened, he looks up, the cut head of his hand on the lands. "Assalamu alaikum, ya Aba Abdullah." And all of a sudden, a huge sound, Jibreel calling out, "Allah qad qutila al-Husayn bi Karbala. Allah qad zubira al-Husayn bi Karbala." Hussein is gone. That son of Zahra is gone. Wa musibata, wa ashura, wa inna lillah, wa ma'atama. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein.